You know that moment when someone just strolls into a bank with a stack of cash, so thick it practically screams questions, but the teller's eyes cut through the silence like a sharpened blade? Yeah, that happened to Emma Turner one ordinary afternoon at Central City Bank. But let me back up a sec and set the scene. It was just a regular day, downtown the kind, where sunlight streams lazily through those giant glass windows, lighting up marble floors and the soft murmur of business chatter. The faint clinking of coins, the hum of counting machines, footsteps tapping on polished tiles, it all felt so normal, so routine. Then Emma walks in. Emma was the kind of woman you noticed without trying. Tall, poised, with her jet black hair pulled back neat as a pin. She wore a simple fitted black tee and dark jeans that somehow looked expensive, topped with a light jacket. And that leather handbag designer, no doubt, rested casually over her shoulder, like it belonged to a woman who knew exactly who she was. She headed straight to the VIP business customer area, where glass walls with frosted logos whispered exclusivity. Behind the counter stood Sarah Miller, early 30s, blonde hair slicked back, icy blue eyes sharp as a hawk. Sarah's gaze locked on Emma the second she walked in, slow and deliberate, scanning every inch like Emma was an unsolved puzzle. Emma caught the stare but didn't flinch. She smiled politely and said, "Good afternoon. I'd like to make a deposit into my business account." Sarah's eyes narrowed, but she said nothing at first, the silence hanging heavy, loaded with unspoken judgment. Emma repeated herself calmly, "I'm here to deposit money into my corporate account." Then Sarah, cool and dismissive, dropped the first hint of trouble. "This area is strictly for VIP clients. The regular line is over there." Emma just tilted her head slightly. "I'm in the right place. I came straight from my office. I need to deposit this money." And with that, she placed a neat stack of bills on the counter, every note crisp and perfectly stacked. That's when Sarah blurted out the question that sliced through the quiet. "Where did you get all this cash?" Unfazed, Emma answered, "From my business." But Sarah wasn't buying it. She squinted, leaning forward, voice laced with suspicion. "Before we proceed, I'm going to need to see your ID." Now, here's the kicker: a previous customer, a white woman in a sharp suit, had been served without a single question. Still, Emma pulled out her driver's license and handed it over. Sarah examined it, eyes searching for some flaw. "Is this really you?" she asked. Emma met the gaze steady as a rock. "Yes, that's me." Sarah wasn't done. She demanded another photo ID. "What for?" Emma asked, surprised. Sarah shrugged with that same air of superiority. "Bank policy. If there's suspicious activity, we need to verify thoroughly." Emma's calm smile faded just a bit as Sarah continued. "Sorry, this area is for VIP clients only. You should stand in line with regular customers." Emma took a breath, steadying herself, and said softly, "I am a corporate client. I'm here to deposit money into my company's account." She opened her leather bag and laid out a large bundle of bills, crisp and banded like a scene from a movie. But instead of impressing Sarah, it only deepened her suspicion. "And where exactly did you get all this money?" Sarah asked, voice dripping with derision, emphasizing "someone like you." Emma blinked but didn't lose her cool. "This is my company's revenue. Every cent is legitimate. I can provide full documentation if you want." Sarah's cold gaze didn't waver. "We'll need to verify. Large cash deposits have to be traced, especially when they're irregular," she said, emphasizing irregular like it was code for Emma's skin color. Tension filled that small room, thick enough to choke on. Emma stood firm, her eyes locked on Sarah's, calm but unyielding. Sarah crossed her arms, convinced she held the upper hand. After a beat, she demanded yet another ID, this time a passport. Emma hesitated. This was highly unusual but nodded. "If that's what you need." She pulled out an old Stanford University student ID from a smaller wallet, handing it over with a polite smile. Sarah sneered at the sight of the prestigious logo. "Stanford? Do you expect me to believe that? Looks like a cheap fake." That hit Emma hard, not because she doubted the card's authenticity, but because Sarah simply couldn't imagine a black woman like Emma attending such a school. Emma's voice was steady but pointed. If you doubt it, you can contact Stanford directly or use your verification systems. Everything I've provided is genuine. Sarah's face hardened, her determination to prove Emma wrong only growing. She demanded yet another ID, again pushing for the passport. Emma looked at her, voice calm but firm. I don't think that's necessary, but I'll comply if it means finishing this transaction. I only hope this isn't personal. Sarah heard the warning but ignored it, unwilling to back down. She picked up the phone and called for help. Enter Stella, a seasoned bank employee known for handling delicate matters with grace. She examined Emma's Stanford ID carefully and declared it genuine, every security feature checked out. Sarah's face flushed with surprise and something like shame. Emma watched quietly, feeling no triumph, only sadness for someone consumed by prejudice to fall so hard. Stella apologized for the inconvenience, and Emma thanked her graciously. But Sarah wasn't done. When Emma pulled out a $20,000 check from her company, Sarah's suspicion turned outright hostility. Are you seriously expecting me to believe you run a financial firm? She sneered. Emma met the gaze, resolute. Yes, and you can verify that any time. Sarah slammed the check down, accusing Emma of fraud without a shred of evidence. Emma calmly offered to call her office herself to prove it, but Sarah ignored her and pressed the security button. Security guard Marcus entered, caught in the middle. Sarah accused Emma of trying to scam the bank. Marcus looked between them, sensing something off, but remained neutral. Emma stayed calm, assuring him the check was valid and she was ready to cooperate. Marcus nodded, but Sarah snapped orders to get her out now, taking full responsibility for the decision. Emma felt a heavy disappointment. This wasn't just a bank transaction. It was a battle against deep-rooted bias, and the real fight was just beginning. Then Emma stood, no longer patient, but commanding. She announced loudly, I am Emma Turner, CEO of Turner Financial Group. Everything I've shown today is genuine, and I can prove it at any time. The entire bank went quiet. Eyes turned to her, a mix of surprise and respect. But Sarah laughed, dismissing her as a con artist, and the tension cracked open again. Marcus tried to calm things, urging Sarah to verify properly. Sarah accused Emma again with harsh, discriminatory words, drawing whispers and disapproving looks from other customers. Emma handed Marcus her business card with direct contact info for her company's chairman's office. Marcus recognized it immediately. Before he could speak, Sarah erupted again, ordering Marcus to escort Emma out, refusing any more verification. The room fell silent as Marcus stood firm, refusing to act without proper checks. Sarah's fury and pride flared, but Emma remained composed, knowing this wasn't the end. Marcus insisted Sarah make the verification call herself. Reluctantly, she dialed. The phone rang, then, unexpectedly, Emma's own phone buzzed. With calm authority, Emma answered, Emma Turner, CEO of Turner Financial Group. How may I help you? Gasps filled the room. Marcus, staff, and customers watched Sarah's face drain of color as Emma's calm voice confirmed the check's legitimacy. Sarah's facade crumbled. Marcus's eyes showed disappointment and righteous anger. Emma ended the call, slipping her phone away, and fixed Sarah with steady eyes. Do you understand now who I am? Sarah opened her mouth, but no words came. The weight of her own prejudice cornered her utterly. Around them, whispers and disapproving looks grew louder. Marcus broke the silence. Sarah, we've wasted enough of MS. Turner's time. I suggest you apologize before this escalates further. Sarah's shame was palpable. She stared at Emma, lips trembling, unable to respond. Emma stood tall, not triumphant, but with profound compassion. She knew prejudice wounds everyone, even the one who harbors it. Just then, Stephen Carter, the bank's branch manager, entered. He surveyed the scene, recognized Emma as a valued client, and asked what was happening. Marcus explained everything from Emma's arrival, the baseless ID demands, to Sarah's discriminatory accusations. Stephen's brow furrowed deeply. Turning to Sarah, he said firmly, I can't believe what I just heard. Every customer deserves respect. Your behavior is unacceptable. Sarah was speechless, exposed before the highest authority she'd sought to impress. Stephen's tone hardened. This isn't just unprofessional, it damages our bank's reputation. We will have a serious meeting about this incident. Emma accepted the bank's apology with dignity, recognizing this as a lesson for all. Stephen promised to implement concrete changes. The bank doors closed behind Sarah, leaving a heavy silence. Staff and customers reflected on respect, dignity, and fairness. Outside, Emma took a deep breath of the warm afternoon air, hopeful. Her ordeal wasn't just personal, it was a call for society to rethink bias. Within hours, the story spread through social media, sparking widespread outrage against Sarah's conduct and admiration for Emma's grace. Sarah lost her job and faced isolation, forced to confront her biases. Emma's name became a symbol of dignity, forgiveness, and the fight against discrimination. Weeks later, Emma met with Stephen to propose comprehensive anti-racism training for all bank employees, not lawsuits or demands, but education and change. Stephen embraced the vision, launching programs that rippled through the community, inspiring businesses citywide. Emma's journey continues a reminder that fairness isn't given. It's fought for, lived, and taught. Her story challenges us to reflect. What would you do if you were in Emma's shoes? How do we dismantle prejudice in our daily lives? Share your thoughts below. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more real stories of courage and change. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.